What's up, everybody? Give me a minute. I'm still getting my stuff together. It has been one of those days that... All right, Rebels. Welcome to the beginning of something different. This is Podcaster's Business Insider, the daily show where creators stop playing small and start building like business owners. Here, we don't chase downloads for vanity. We build systems, strategies, and shows that actually pay the bills. If you've ever felt stuck recording into the void, wondering if your podcast will ever grow into more than just a hobby, this is where the guesswork ends. Because you're not just a podcaster. You're a founder, a strategist, a builder. And together, we're going to turn your mic into a media empire. So buckle up, Pod Rebels, because clarity beats chaos, strategy beats hustle, and momentum beats perfection. So let's get into today's show, where we are going to be talking about mindset shifts that turn growth plateaus into springboards. Plus, we got two big stories in podcasting and tech that you need to know. So let's get into the thick and the nit and gritty of things today. We have quite a bit to cover today, just as normal. First, let's get into the three titles. Article number 1, 3 titles that hook listeners. Headline, Podnews shares the 3 most effective podcast title formats for growth. Why does this matter? The title is the first and sometimes only chance to win a listener's attention. Podnews' research shows that curiosity-driven, benefit-focused, and keyword-rich titles consistently outperform generic ones. We really utilize this when it comes to creating our titles, our description, our stories behind it. Everything rolls around this topic of hooking somebody right away. Now, I'm going to link the article with this, as I am doing, just because it's for you guys to consume and learn and grow. So if you, and this doesn't really only just go on podcasting, this also goes for your blog posts, your social media posts, your emails to your email list. All of this ties into your hook. The best way that you can do it is, I like to use ChatGPT for this. Sorry, I've been having a really, really rough day today with not my other work, my real work, but this work, trying to make and Stripe to play nice together. But I digress. What you can do is you can audit your last 10 titles. Are they built to stop the scroll? If not, borrow from the proven facts that you're going to see in the article that's listed in the hyperlink. And these are formats that you can utilize, and you can watch your click-through rate climb. Now, if you're still running blanks, I all the time run blanks when it comes to creating a hook. I am no good at creating hooks. Personally, what I like to do is I have my formula. plop it into ChatGPT, and I say, use this formula, speak to my avatar, and create for me 3 hooks that will stop the scroll. You'd be surprised at the output. For some reason, ChatGPT is running super slow these days, and it's driving me freaking batty. Just insanely insane. So slow. It's been so slow ever since the upgrade to ChatGPT 5. It has been so slow. I know things are going to speed up. I know it was a powerful tool with with GPT 4.0. It was a very powerful tool. I know it's just going to get bigger and stronger and more powerful. I just know it. Article number 2. So your last 10 articles, your last 10 blog posts, social media stuff, is my mic? Yeah, it is. Okay. It's something I should be doing from now on. Your blog posts, your podcast episodes, look at your last 10 pieces of content that you pushed out. Will it stop the scroll for your avatar? Will your avatar say, you know what? I need to stop and see this. This is a must for me. If it doesn't, that's fine. Plop it into ChatGPT and see what ChatGPT comes up with. I desperately need a haircut. Article number 2. XAI co-founder departs. Co-founder of Elon Musk. Co-founder of Elon Musk's XAI leaves the company. Leadership changes at AI companies can signal strategic shifts, and those shifts can trickle down to how creators access and use AI tools. My take on this. I have a love-hate relationship with Elon Musk, not for the reasons that you guys think that, I like the fact that what he was doing with Doge. I like the fact that he was trimming the US government. We need that here in Canada to trim the government here. It's bloated. I like the fact that he took over X, or Twitter at the time, and made it X, and it's a platform of free speech. People need to check themselves when it comes to talking in the public, just as you would at a party. I mean, you wouldn't go around at your CEO's or your CFO's party at his house or her house and just say the first thing on your mind. You got to think a little bit. I mean, okay, you are going to offend somebody. Doesn't make a difference. Somebody is going to get offended. It is part of the argumentative process. In order for an argument to happen, there needs to be an opposite point of view. And it's totally fine. It is okay to have that. Does it mean that you have to lash out at? No. It's just their point of view, and that's okay. But pulling it back to this article, let's pull it back here to this article. My personal feelings towards Elon Musk are my personal feelings and my personal feelings alone. I have a love-hate relationship with him. I don't like the fact that he's going to take over the world with robotics and self-driving cars. I like driving cars. I like driving. But based off of this article, this split between Elon and his co-founder of XAI, it shows you how important it is for you to stay flexible. Basically, XAI is going to either pause or shut down that division. One of the two is going to happen. It will pause for a while or it will shut down. Now, if you have done everything that you can and everything that you do under Grok and you haven't been utilizing other AI tools, well, guess what? You can't use Grok anymore, or you probably can. I haven't tried lately. I'm rarely on X. So if you guys know, if you guys can still use Grok, please post it in the comments below and let me know. I would really like to know whether or not Grok is up and running still. I'm sure it is, and it will be for the foreseeable short future, but I'm not sure exactly how long that future is going to be. So the key takeaway from this is, if you are going to be doing stuff online, content creators all do all their stuff online, their podcast is online, don't put your eggs in one basket. Have them dispersed. The reason why you're on Podbean is so you can disperse your podcast to multiple different platforms. I'm looking at things that will help me do that with my blog posts, so I can get my blog posts and my podcast to even more eyes and ears. That's another trick that you can actually utilize, is utilize the blog post as a another outlet to get your podcast out. Nice little trick there. So don't put your eggs in one basket. That's the main theme of that story. Now, 3 things that were the top. I'm having trouble speaking today, so forgive me, people. Forgive me. Today's main theme. We're going to be talking about mindset shift that unlocks podcast growth. Plateaus. Plateaus are one of those things that it's inevitable. I'll give you an example outside of the podcasting world. If you're working out, now I've been in and out of the gym. I've been working as a personal trainer for almost 15 years. And I've seen this time and time again, not with just myself, but with my customers, my old customers as well. There comes a time where your body plateaus, meaning your body will stop growing. What do you do when your body stops growing? Well, there are multiple different things that you can do. My programs were designed to eliminate plateaus, completely and utterly eliminate plateaus. There were no plateaus, because the second that your body became accustomed to the mass that you were pushing, bodies only pulling. Muscles only pull, they don't push. You change it up again. Normally it's anywhere between 4 and 8 weeks where the body becomes accustomed to the mass and the direction of force, and anywhere between 4 and 8 weeks, usually around the 6th week, the body will plateau. I never had a program that lasted more than 5 weeks. Never happened. 5 weeks was the max. That was only because if there was a 5th week in the month, you'd work out a little bit more. And every month you're increasing the mass. So you're changing 2 factors: resistance and patterns. So what can you do as a content creator to implement these tools so that you can limit the amount of plateaus that you have? Well, what kind of resistance are you coming up? Identify those resistance points. Have you become accustomed to those resistance points? Perfect. You have? Fantastic. Now, what you can do is you can increase the amount of resistance that you had towards that thing that it was, and work towards that thing. Give you an example. Audience targeting, your systems. Are you okay with the systems that you've created? Is everything working properly? Great. Are you comfortable with what your systems are utilizing? Is your target, that is your audience target that you have utilized, is that comfortable for you? Perfect. Grow the audience. Build the system a little bit more automated so you don't have to do any more work. That's what I'm talking about. Resistance. Patterns. Patterns are a great pattern. When you become, what's the word I'm looking for? When a pattern becomes a habit, you become lazy. So once you have your habit in place and it feels comfortable, add a new habit to it. I had a morning routine that used to last 45 minutes to an hour. And I stopped it there. And once I got bored of that, I just stopped my morning routine. And then I restarted it slowly but surely. And don't call me Shirley. So these are two things that I like to do: change my routines and change the resistance factor. There are other three mind shift changes that I would like for you to try. Is the metrics. Measure the right metrics. Downloads are lagging indicators. Engagement and conversation are where growth begins. So, as an example, a show that doubled engagement per listener without increasing total downloads saw a 40% jump in sales. The more that you engage with your customer or your listener, the more sales you start to get. Quite interesting. Test before you overhaul. Small intentional tweaks, but total reinventions. So remember what I said before. Are the systems that you created before, are you comfortable with them? Perfect. So now all you have to do is just tweak it just a little bit. If it's just automating one aspect of that system, it can change an episode. Changing an episode title or changing an episode title style improved click-through rates by 22%. That's 22% more people listening to your episode. Focus on systems, not streaks. Consistency matters, but sustainable workflows matter even more. Why do you think I'm working day in, day out on this pay structure? A creator who batched episodes reduced burnout and increased production quality. I used to do this with the Fitness Oracle, where I would batch all my work together. Saturdays was recording. Sundays I took off. Mondays was onboarding. Tuesdays, don't remember what Tuesdays were. Wednesdays were editing. Thursdays was social media. Fridays was scheduling. Everything got batched in on those days. And I would only do that. That helped me stay super focused. And I knew exactly what to do every single day. I have on my calendar over here, my calendar over there has those things. Plus I have what's coming out, when it's coming out. I also have what marketing, networking events I have to go to. Everything is on my calendar. All I have to do is glance over it and I know exactly what to do. Please understand, even when it came to resistance training, growth isn't a straight line. It's a series of climbs and plateaus, and sometimes it dips. When it starts to dip, that's when you know something needs to change. So it's not like this. It's not like this. It's like this. And then it starts to dip. And then once you start to see that little dip, you start to increase. You change one thing. You change one thing and it'll start to grow again. And then it'll plateau again. Then it'll dip again. That's all it is. It's that whole kind of wavy kind of thing. That's a normal thing for growth in business and, well, in resistance training and in business too. I've seen it when I was working as a personal trainer. I saw it then. All right, 3 things that I want you guys to take away from today's show. I want you to run a title audit, not just on your podcast, but also on everything else, like everything else that you do, social media, whether it be social media or, I don't know, blog post, could be a podcast episode, and see, dump it into ChatGPT, read the pod newsletter that I'm going to post a link in, and see how ChatGPT or Grok can help you improve that title. Just do for 3 of them. So that's number 1. Number 2, pick one metric to improve on that isn't downloads. Very important. Downloads mean nothing. I can buy 100,000 downloads in a month and it'll only cost me $100. So downloads mean nothing. And number 3, identify one workflow bottleneck and fix it before creating your next episode. So those are 3 things I want you to do. So if you want more episodes like this, plus exclusive tools, trends, and strategies for growing your podcast with purpose, subscribe to the Rebel Intel newsletter. Every other week, we deliver actionable insights straight to your inbox so you can stop guessing and start growing. Tomorrow's Tactic Thursdays. We're going to be talking about 3 quick monetization wins that for the next 30 days. And that's it, guys. It's been a blast, and I wish you guys all the best, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have an awesome evening.